Hello. So I have started with my AE2 conversion. Yeah, it's been a long road. Still a lot longer road to go, but we're getting there. So the first thing I've done that you can see is I've moved the molecular assemblers over here. The main reason being that I filled up the other ME interface and I'm halfway through filling up this one with recipes. And if we go here, so these are all the things I can craft now, which is so good because these require these, which require these, which require these, which require these, which require a lot of these, which requires these, and those. So it's nice to be able to just say, I want 10 of these, and it will just do it. This won't, as you can see the start thing, because I don't have a crafting CPU that's powerful enough to craft all this stuff at once. I need 1700, so 1.7k, but I only have a 1k crafting storage, so I need the next tier up to craft those things. But I've been getting through putting in recipes and stuff. Yeah, one of the next things will be to set up a more powerful crafting CPU. Shouldn't be too hard to do, just take some time. So if we come up here, I've moved my cooking stuff over here, and I actually got some chili cupcake bibimbap, mint cupcake, sprinkles, cupcake, sugar cookies, waffles, garlic bread, chicken cuts. Oh, I can make damper, fried green tomatoes. And so what I've done is I just had one little fridge. Now I've got one big fridge and another big fridge, and I've put an ice making upgrade on it as well. Which, is there anything here that actually requires? Yeah, oh no, cherry ice cream is just tofu. But marshmallows, I can make some Vegemite. Manju, it's a Japanese dessert. Mochi is another Japanese dessert. Miso. Lots of Japanese stuff in here. Oh, I'll cook clay and cook mussels. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything. If we search for ice. No. But anyway, yeah. Made some hot sauce because I went back and I was like, I finally need to do these things. So I made the slime sling and made the last barrel on here. It required me to make a machine, the chemical reactor, which is that machine that was hanging up back down where on B4 where we started the video. Nothing too interesting. Yeah, and the slime sling was far more difficult. Required hot wings and nether wings. So the hot wings and the nether wings required hot sauce. The difference is the nether wings also use blaze powder, which is something I already had. So I did that. I got blood slime blocks easy because things keep dying inside the smelter, which gives it blood, so I was easily able to make some blood blocks. Night slime ingots. So that's cobblestone, purple slime, and iron. Now the purple slime you get from the slime balls, it's hard to tell here, but I know from previous experience and watching some other videos and stuff that if you, let's just turn that off. I've grown a whole bunch more trees. Let's just make sure the jetpack's on before I do anything, because I have been taking it off recently. So when you cut down the slime trees, they have a chance of dropping purple slime. So I just grew a bunch of trees, cut them all down, they drop more tree saplings, and also purple slime balls. So I was able to then take the purple slime balls and melt them in a smeltery. I believe I could have also just flown around and found a slime island that had purple slime blocks on it, and that would have been another option, but that's not how I went. So yeah, that got me the slime sling, and that, which means this page is done. This page is done. This page is very near almost done. This page is definitely not done. And then, yeah, this page probably isn't that much effort to get done, but I want to do everything in order. So I want to get everything automated so that I can make these machine frames on demand, and do all that. I believe I showed this in the last one. So these are some of the recipes that use the EFAB. It's the basic ones, and then we've got a more complicated one here to make the chip. And so this is why I moved my cooking stuff, is to set up these automated systems. So this is an automated atomic reconstructor. So what it is below this pressure plate there is a precision dropper, and what that does is it pushes an item out, which then sits on top of the pressure plate, which triggers the pressure plate, which triggers the atomic reconstructor. It's basically the same thing I'm doing down on B2 for the power, turning canola seeds into empowered canola seeds. But here we've got an ME interface because we're going from the range collector into the ME interface. And then here I've got a grinder, a compressor, an alloy smelter, and electric furnace set up, and they're all configured to run off these ME interfaces. So this grinder at the moment grinds diamonds, emeralds, and quartz. The compressor does emerald plates and advanced alloy plates. And the alloy smelter makes bronze and invar. And then this is the smelter, it just makes advanced alloy ingots at the moment. So there'll be some more machines and stuff coming in, and yeah, eventually I'll settle these things up a bit nicer. I'll probably also have my own machines to do things set up separately, so that I don't mess with these ones, so I can have recipes going and I can do my own stuff as well. Otherwise, if I wanted to smelt something and I chucked it in here, it would just immediately go back into the ME system, so it gets quite annoying. We'll see though. So what I'm doing here is so I've got this igneous extruder making obsidian. It's getting fed from on top by that sink for water, and from the left with lava. So I also upgraded this. I don't know if you can have noticed, but see how the corners are coloured? It's because this is a hardened magma crucible, and over here we've got a basic magma crucible. So because it's hardened, it gets in, I'm allowed to put in one upgrade. So I've put in the convective loop upgrade, which increases the speed of lava production. So magma crucibles normally can melt a lot of stuff, like redstone, ender pearls, blizz powder, and things like that. If you put this in, it only makes lava, but it makes it a hell of a lot quicker. But you can see it's still very slow. But it's only on the first upgrade. I could upgrade a lot more. And then this igneous extruder makes cobble. So to make cobble, you need water and lava in there, but you don't need any more. It doesn't actually use it up. So then it feeds the cobble into there to turn it into lava. And I now have 252 obsidian. So it's very, very slow, but I don't need it very fast at this time. So I'm happy with that, just slowly chugging along. What I need the obsidian for is the storage upgrades here. So these emerald storage upgrades, they require obsidian chests. So that obviously requires obsidian, so I need to do that. So it's just sitting there for the moment. I'll probably move it a bit. One thing I have done is I've run power from the reactor and the downstairs upwards, because previously I was just using all the power from the water wheels, but it just doesn't keep up because it's trying to power L5, which is all the EFAB stuff, and all this, and L3, which is all the smelting and stuff, and it just wasn't working. L5 needs a lot of power. So now you can see this is as far as I've gotten up putting the thing. But that'll go all the way up, and then I'll just feed the water wheels into that until I'm happy that I've got enough power coming from the nuclear reactor or the extreme reactor and the canola power. And the canola power will probably get turned off at some point, I guess. I could actually upgrade that to increase my output of power. That might be best, and then I can take out the water wheels themselves. So I believe I showed this setup previously with doing the wires, the gears, and the plates. So we've got the refined iron plate there, copper wire there. I haven't set up any of the gear stuff yet because I haven't needed to, but eventually there'll be some interfaces there. I just haven't got around to it. The other thing to do is to figure out what to do with this crusher, whether I still need it or not. And this is the automated empowerer. So we've just got one recipe in here at the moment to make empowered Nori crystal blocks. And we've got this on blocking mode, which means that it puts in enough for one recipe and then waits till that's completed before it puts in enough for the next. So it drops it into this chest. These all pull out items, so I've set it to only take one item, and it's set to a blacklist so it doesn't pull out Nori crystal blocks. All four around the edge are the same. Then we have here, we've got a whitelist Nori crystal block. So the only thing that'll take the crystal block is the middle. It doesn't actually matter which altar or which display stand you put each of the other items. So that's fine. And I looked it up. If we go empower block, you see we've got 6 different things that we will make with the empowerer. I've only made a recipe for one, but I've got these hardened servos instead of the normal ones because it gives me 6 slots here instead of the normal 3. They also work a little bit faster, but I don't care about that stuff too much. So that when I get round to doing the recipes for all of these, I can fit them all in here. So this will have a white list for all the block stuff. These will all have black lists for those block stuff. Because there is, for example, a recipe that uses 3 bits of clay. So that's why we set it to 1, so that it doesn't take all 3 bits of clay and try to shove it into one stand. I don't know if that's necessary, but it's just something I did. I don't want to play around. So set that up, and as you can see, it's pushing it into another interface which pulls the things. So yeah, I think that's about what I've done. I have been doing some mining. So this is at a level that gets me the Certus crystal blocks, which I need a lot of. I still need a lot more, but for now I've been fine. I've just been doing some more mining when I have the need. As you can see, I lucked out and managed to start mining in a place that has an abandoned mine. So I've been kind of just pulling out some of it, not been going too crazy. You can see all those spider webs means there's a spider spawner there. There was another spawner right over here, right there actually, but I killed it. Yeah, so I don't really need the spawners because I've got the spawning machine, so I can just use those. So all I need to do is at some point, because these spider spawners spawn, I think they're called mountain spiders, and they're different from the normal spiders. They poison you. Yeah, so at some point I need to get one of those in a Pokeball, but yeah, I've just been digging down. Haven't really found anything too cool. But yeah, been getting a bit of service quartz, so that's been nice. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else of note to mention. It's just, it's taken a lot of effort to get all this stuff done. Setting up all these recipes, it doesn't look like too much, but yeah, it's taken a bit of time to get it all sorted, especially in the mining, to get enough crystal and things, and because it's not really something I've done before. Like, I've done just a tiny little bit. I've set up one recipe before, I think maybe 2 recipes, but real simple ones. So getting this all sorted has been good, and this will be the first time I actually convert a base to AE2, which is really good practice. So I'm glad I'm getting it done. Yeah, the next thing I want to do is, I know I need a lot of iridium, because we make a lot of these iridium alloy plates. which require 4 iridium ingots. So, and these things are super rare. Like, I've found 20 iridium ore in my entire time. It's just crazy. So I've been looking at ways to increase the yield of the iridium, because this looks like it's the best way is through meat washing. Don't ask me why they do meat washing, but it's something I'm interested in playing with. It's kind of like the mechanism ore system, where you turn your ore into a slurry and you with sulfuric acid, and then you wash it all down and things and turn it into crystals, then grow the crystals into your ingots and stuff. It's pretty cool. Lots of steps, but you end up with 5 times the ore, so 1 ore produces 5 ingots. It's very good. So this does 3. So we turn it into a meat slurry, then we ferment it, then we sieve the fluid with sand and we get pulverized iridium, which we can then turn into iridium ingots. So I'm thinking about that, but I just noticed that wolframium, lithium, there's so much out of this Tech Reborn. I have no idea if any of it's worth it. So we can't get iridium until tier 6 ore miner. I want a lot of iridium right now. The machine I'm actually making, or trying to make, is the machine that makes this UU matter. That's the matter fabricator. But yeah, I don't know if you can read that, but it says tier insane. Because yeah, it's pretty crazy to make all these things. I believe I can actually, no, where's my Chrome? Still need to compress these, but I can make the 2. So I've got those 2, can make those 2. This requires some tungsten and an iridium alloy ingot, which is 4 iridium. And then this requires another one, so I need 8. So I could build that, because I actually have 10 iridium ore right here, and there's actually another iridium ore in the Certus mine that I just came from, stuck in the wall. I haven't dug it out yet. So I've got 11, which with my normal processing now gives me 22. So I can do 2 times ore processing. So I was thinking of doing the 3 times ore processing, but I might not need to do that if I can create iridium ore with this. Yeah. But it depends on how hard it is to actually run this matter fabricator. Let's see. Just want to do a quick read. Now it says the quest is complete. This is just a bug with the quest book. So when my quest book was bugging out and quests were disappearing, those quests, when I brought them back after doing an upgrade of the pack, they were already completed. Now there was 3 of them. The other 2 I have already done, which was this one and this one. But this is the last one, the matter fabricator. Okay, so it says creates UU matter, uses a large amount of RF, but also requires scrap. So I need to set up the recycler too, which is a machine I've already got. Actually, recycler converts any items you insert into scrap. Each item has a 1/6 chance to become scrap. You can craft 9 scrap, which turn into a bunch of random items. Yeah. So I might set up the recycler and make this matter fabricator for now. Because to do all that other stuff, or is it a different? Okay, it's foregoing meat. Protein reactor. Protein generator. Froster. Item splitter. Plant interactor. Animal feeder. Ah, resources fisher. Yeah, sludge refiner. I think that's the one that does the. Let's just search. Yeah, washing factory, fermentation station, and fluid sieving machine. So it's 3 more machines I would need to make. Nah, I'll go with the UU matter stuff for now because I want to set up the recycler and stuff anyway. So we'll do that. Yeah, it's like this. The industrial grinder with water is not the. It's better than just normal. It does 2 times the ore. Sometimes 2.5 times the ore. But there's a lot of better ways. But the fact that we're using a void ore miner and stuff, I don't think we need to set up the more advanced ways because they take a lot of resources and a lot of power to run when we could just run another ore miner or another 3 ore miners, and then it doesn't matter that we're getting ×2 because we're actually getting 4 times the amount of ore. Yeah, so that's how I see it at the moment. So okay, I'll finish doing this matter fabricator and yeah, finish off these quests. This one's going to take a long time, which is going to be annoying because I don't think I'll use these. Maybe not the phantom face, but the phantom energy face. Or maybe it is the phantom face. that the redstone one? I think there's a redstone one. The main thing I want is a wireless lever, but I think the phantom face will actually do as well, so that I can turn this off and on. I need to redo all of this, take all the fans out, I don't need them. They're just annoying. Just stand here. Yeah. So, yeah, I should be able to set up better mob systems as well. So I'll get the UU matter thing set up and then probably redo the mob system. Either that or do the food if I feel like doing the food. I like playing with the food. And now that I got all the AE2 stuff, I'm pretty much set. Like I should be able to set it up to autocraft all the top tier recipes and stuff, which would be cool. So at the moment I'm just eating just random crap out of there, which does not give me much. You can see, like, if I ate, I'd just get half a saturation thing. You can barely see that it's blinking down there. So yeah, it'd be nice to have some better food. Not that I particularly need it at the moment. But yeah, so that's what I'm up to. I'll continue setting this up and tidying up my base. I will probably actually set up upgrade all this. There's actually another tier, I believe, of the so we're doing crystallized oil. No, one of these things called dynamo. Yeah. So we're doing crystallized oil, but you can do empowered oil as well, which near doubles the thing, not to mention the fact that we can upgrade. See, some of these are hardened. Actually, I think just one's hardened. Okay, one of them is hardened. We can actually upgrade all of them to be hardened or more, higher. The water's all fine. We don't need to. We're not even running these ones down here. So now that we've got other systems available for us, we can have a look. Another improvement I made is completely separating the extraction of power with the insertion of power, so that we're actually pulling out from here. Seems to be going well. But yeah, we've got like all these liquid things that we should replace. Yeah. So I think we can get a lot more power out of this. Which will help if this UU mat actually uses heaps and heaps of power, then it'll help us with that system. And we can also set up more fermenting barrels and stuff. If we go this is the main limiting factor, I think, is how quickly the canola grows. So I don't think we have any kind of ring of growth, which means I need to be standing around. So yeah, don't know. Anyway, we can upgrade the machines and that gives us more output per thing. It would be nice to add more canola. Maybe I can now because I've got ender chests, so I could set up another layer up top with canola farming, and then it's all just putting into an ender chest. See, these are all made when I still had to use all the lasers and stuff, and it's terribly awkward. But I'm not confined to those things now. We've started getting pipes and things, so maybe that's what I'll do, because I need to fill that in. I came through and upgraded it to all hardened. When I was putting it through there. So this pulls out power, but at the moment you can see it's completely depleted. Might have, okay, we got one. And then the other way to get extra power is to add more layers to this, which, yeah, if I get everything set up to autocraft, and I can just keep an eye on my resources and things. Actually, one thing I need to do here, this is the insertion one, is put a ender chest there to insert the uranium. But yeah, it's not running at the moment because it needs uranium, which in order for it to run, I need to be constantly we're not constantly mining uranium, but quite frequently mining more uranium for it, which I'm not doing. I've been trying to set up all this crafting and stuff, so it's just run out. I've got about a stack of uranium in my storage, but this thing requires like 3 stacks of uranium just to start. Once it starts, it doesn't actually need that much. It takes a while to process. It's just to get it full. It takes a long time. And to get the uranium, I believe that's a tier 5. Yeah. I need a tier 5 ore miner. I've only got a tier 3. I actually need the UU matter stuff to get to a tier 4. And yeah, to get the tier 5, we're getting into some pretty insane stuff. Yeah, advanced machine kit. So yeah. I'm trying not to push too far forward, trying to just shore up the stuff that I've already got. So that's why this is kind of just sitting here. And eventually it'll be running. Yeah, it might. Try and do some upgrades and stuff, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'd be excited to get the UU matter stuff going. Well, not only that, but the scrap, because you can make heaps of random items. So I'm going to make a couple of stacks of scrap and see what I can get. I don't know if it's just randomly any item in the game, which would be cool, or whether it's only the crappy stuff. Like what I've previously got is like saplings and carpet and things and glass, which is not what I want. I want to randomly get some like high level crazy item. If there isn't that chance, then to me it's not worth doing. But yeah, we'll play around with that, and I'll show that off in the next episode. I'll leave it here, and I'll see you then.